Must that wave.
All right, welcome to another episode of the Freezin NFC North Podcast, episode 68. Week 11 review, Week 12 preview, Homer realistic point of views, Turkey Day special, plus top 10 NFL wide receiver list debate. Let's get going. Welcome back, Rev Trev. Where can everyone find you as we get started?
Yeah, Rev Trev K on X, Twitter, whatever you call it, and Kempner Sports on YouTube. Glad to be here.
Welcome back, Craig, Mr. Viking guy. Where can everyone find you?
I am. I'm on dailynorthman.com, and you can find me on X, Twitter, on GA Skol or GA_Skol, I guess. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I brought in a little bit of backup. Welcome again, coming in, Vil, another Bears guy. Where can everyone find you?
Hey, you guys can find me at 3 Point Stands Pod. That's Stands, STANS, like Fanatical Fan Pod, on any social media, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. We're also giving away Bears tickets, the Bears versus Atlanta game, December 31st. You can see the pinned tweet at the top of our account.
Very nice. And hopefully the team's not giving away tickets as well soon.
Hey, I'm that's probably why I'm giving the tickets away.
And I have to give him his due. The last one in here, seventh letter, where can everyone find you?
Seventh letter 4 on X, Twitter. You can find me same OG on Instagram and Facebook, and the top of the NFC North.
Well, let's before we kind of get there. Oh, hey, we've got some followers, and just kind of throw some followers out here before we get everything going here. Happy Thanksgiving Eve. Thanks for joining us, TJ and Chris Hand. Go Pack Go. And good old Matt Ramage. Definitely enjoy you being here as well. And we also got the Packer crew.
Fans.
Wow,
they win one game and they get all the fans pop out of nowhere.
You see that, right?
They do. You know, well,
you know a girl named Shelby? She shows up every time you guys win too.
This is true.
Yeah.
So stop talking about that, Craig. Come on now.
You know, I did invite her on. She had something hang out with her mom today. It is obviously Thanksgiving week, so all that stuff. And let's just kind of get into it. The biggest game, and I'm going to give you the floor, seventh letter. Since the Lions did win, I'm going to give you the first crack at this. So tell me what happened in that Bears game. How did the Lions steal one from the Bears, 31-26 at Ford Field?
All right, so clearly we played with our food again, and this time the team was bad enough for us to overcome that. First half, terrible, but we still was up at the half. It's the same thing happened in the second half. Play with our food. 4 minutes ago, we go down 75 yards twice. You couldn't really do nothing. I looked at the game because you know what you said the other day? Listen, y'all, my man, my friend, my brand new friend, the nicest man in the world, that man cursed me out on Sunday. You hear me?
I did.
You hear me? Listen, what happened on Sunday cannot happen again with a good team. It can't. We got away with one, but I have that kind of team now where we can get away with that kind of stuff.
Wait, did you just call the Bears a good team?
No, well, you guys are better than your record. I'll give you that.
All right, that's something.
You're better than your record. That without a doubt. You're not as bad as you were last year, which again is another issue I have. Like, you know, with y'all, you know what I'm saying? Is you know, like y'all better. Y'all got all that money in that linebacker that you don't let play the last 2 drives. That was crazy. He can't tackle. You know, he played the hold up. He did play the one with J-Mo drive. He played that one, but the last one he didn't play. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of. I don't know, man. I don't know what Mr. Pose is trying to do. I think it's a lot of splashing. He's trying to get going with you guys. But what happened on Sunday can't happen with a good team. We showed a lot of resilience. We showed how talented we were and how dangerous we could be. But we can't play around. We cannot play around. It's kind of similar to the game last night with the Chiefs and the Eagles. They dominated the game if you watched it. The Eagles had 2 good drives. the Chiefs fumble, like they throw an interception in the red zone, then they fumble in the red zone. Like it should have been over, but you just can't do that against good teams, and they make you pay. And you guys didn't have enough to make us pay. Y'all had every pick y'all got, y'all only scored 3 points.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna field goal me to death. We can score when we want.
Well, we talked about this online a lot as well. And I mean, Goff had 3 picks, almost a 4th one. If Jalen Johnson catches
5.
that,
You would have
5.
had 5.
Okay. So, I mean, when you look at him, you have to be concerned for Jared Goff. Like he has, and I was told that the Bears didn't have a good defense, right? And Goff, didn't show out at home. So you have to be a little bit concerned by that, right?
I'm not. Jared Goff is never going to throw 3 interceptions again the rest of this season. That's not like him.
Should I pin this then?
You can pin that. You can pin that. He just had a bad game. It happens. We was playing around with y'all. Playing too much. You know what I mean? You're not Paul Laporta down the first one.
No, he ran into him, didn't he? Like that was
he got knocked down, so it wasn't really a golf thing right there. He
rookie
got knocked
mistake
down off the route. The second one, he got tipped. No, the second one was terrible. I think the one he didn't see him. The last one, it got tipped at the line of scrimmage. I mean, it happens, bro.
Good quarterbacks, take care of that,
the
right?
block was kind of closing, and his hand got over. Dexter.
And then the other 2 that he threw dead in the other people's laps that should have been.
He had a bad game, bro. He had a bad game.
I'm just saying, don't forget those 2.
I ain't forgetting
you keep on saying that. You keep on mentioning that he just threw 1 or 2 that were iffy and tipped at the line. Those other 2 was dead in somebody's chest. So that was almost 3 to 4 that were on Goff.
That's more indicting on y'all than me. You know what I'm saying? Or him. You know what I'm saying? He won the game. He won the game.
I get it. I agree that that's on Jalen Johnson, and that's I put the tweet up, big dog. I was like, that's why you're not getting paid. That's why you're not getting the big money. Because when stuff hits you in your chest, that's what does it. That's
when you let Jameson Williams run behind you, you ain't getting no money. You know what I mean?
Right. So I'm sorry, I didn't mean to jump in on this. My bad, but I just wanted to talk about those 2 interceptions too, because those basically a better DB, a better cornerback, somebody that is a takeaway guy like a Trayvon Diggs or some along those lines. Man, that's going the other way twice. But it is what it is. I think a better team will be able to kind of ruffle Goff's feathers a bit.
To see the ruffling the feathers thing, I don't like. We just ain't. He's not that. He's not too high. He's not too low. He's even. You know what I'm saying?
That was pretty low though.
No, he played bad. I'm talking about his temperament. And I mean, temperament is everything at the quarterback position. You can have all the attributes and the skills in the world and play the best football of your life for 40, 50 minutes of the game. I needed him to win it, and he won it. That's it. Like, he figured it out at the end, obviously. So
or and then I'm going to give this to Vil here. Or we got Eberflus.
Yep.
So, Vil, talk about your perspective. Go ahead. What were you?
One more thing.
No, I know you're going to say the same thing as me, so that's why I was being quiet.
Execution, because I'm sure you was in a prevent. You ain't supposed to get behind the prevent. That's execution. You know what I mean? That's execution. How the fuck did J-Mo get behind the prevent?
So
I'm sure. You was playing soft. He got down the field quick.
So I'm gonna disagree with that, actually. Seventh letter. So and I'm actually gonna give credit to Ben Johnson. So the one thing I feel like Eberflus has dialed some stuff up on defense. It's really been helpful and has done well. But it seemed like because I don't believe that they were actually soft. They were bringing some pressure, but Ben Johnson had answers for everything on those last few drives. Everything, check downs or whatever. Everything, ready. And I think it's another indictment how an offensive coordinator, he hasn't even been in the job very many years, is a better just tactician than our head coach. And so that's when you look at Eberflus, even from, the get-go, just, playing for field goals and not being afraid of the moment. Right. And then we talk about quarterbacks not being afraid of the moment. Jared Goff, obviously, when you have a head coaches that are solid, that know what they're going to do, that aren't afraid, the quarterback's not going to be afraid. And it just seemed that Eberflus, Getsy, they were afraid to win, and they just kept playing not to lose. And I mean, that's kind of, is that kind of what you were thinking, Vil, as well?
Yeah, I feel like it was a mix of, I think the defensive line surprisingly was getting pressure on an amazing, and I was on a couple of other shows this past week, and especially Sunday morning, I was on Dose of Dion's show with a couple of guys talking to Detroit Lions fans. You guys have an amazing offensive line. Like, everything all around is good to great, on your team. So it was surprising to me to see that we got a lot of pressure that we normally don't get, especially from our rookies. I did see Eberflus put he put Pickens in, and then he put Dexter on the edge a couple of times, which was surprising because it's like you're finally utilizing these guys and mixing it up and doing what you said in the offseason, where you said you're going to put them in waves, you're going to mix them around, you're going to put them in different places to try to get that pressure. And so I was amazed that we got a lot of the pressure that we were able to get, and from the people that actually got it. I expected Montez Sweat to maybe get home, which he did, but from the rookies, it was like, wow, especially up the middle and off the edge. The thing about it at the last drive, I agree, poor execution, being beat, losing men, kind of a la Bulls. If any of you ever watched the Bulls game, they always have a defensive gap. Like, what are y'all doing? How do you leave somebody wide open going down the middle for a dunk? So I kind of attribute it to that and compare it to that, whereas like they lose their assignments so often, and then playing that soft defense, you're already giving enough space. And with J-Mo being a long strider, a very fast wide receiver, long, lanky, can get out there quick, can get up on you and then get by you quick. You can't give that space. You can't allow free range. You can't allow someone like that to get off the line without any type of hindrance. So a lot of that drive, especially with the I guess you can consider it a bomb to J-Mo, and then some of the picking it apart, just letting them drop 5 yards here, first down here, that's easy money. Like Big Dog said, Jared Goff, he can just sit back there with his temperament, and he's very calm. I agree. He's calm in every situation. Even when I've seen him throw interception, it doesn't look like he was rushed or whatnot. He just, may miss or may not see someone like Big Dog 7 Letters said. So that last two drives, I felt like we didn't dial up enough of the pressure, or we didn't at least give our talent and our playmakers the chance to continue to make plays. You can't just give up or play prevent or soft defense, especially when you know that it's happened before in the Denver Broncos game, where we got soft, we kind of let off the gas pedal, if you will, and just try to see if the dink and dunk will wear out the time or run out the clock. That was a very bad coaching decision, and that's the second letdown of the season. And I'm surprised that it didn't come with him being fired. Like, this is
it was historic. Awful. Historic. It's never happened before.
48-0.
So a couple of things too, when you talk about coaching, you talk about players, the Bears, young players are starting to really progress, and talk about kind of, getting to a point where you can kind of rely on some of these rookies, like Javon Dexter, Bears defensive tackle, 11.3% pass rush win rate, which is second among rookie defensive tackles. Obviously, Jalen Carter at 19.1%. He's ahead of other first-round picks like Kalijah Cansey, Maisie Smith, and Brian Brezzi. So, so Dexter and some of these players are developing, and it's hard when you have a coaching staff that just fumbles every opportunity to help this team learn how to win, right? And that's just you have to give them the just the confidence. And obviously, the Bears coaching staff doesn't do that. The Lions learned to do that last year. And, that's what we're kind of looking for. So
it happened to us last year against the Bills, where we were kind of getting it together, and Jared Goff threw deep to DJ Chark and missed him. It's just like Fields did. It's like you gotta put him in them situations, show trust in him. You know what I'm saying? And when you get over that hump finally, it's like, then you can look back, and now we don't care. We go for it. We get them now. We get the 4th and 3s. We get the 4th and 5s now. Like, I know we gonna get it because we already been through what y'all going through now. It's the same thing. If I went through it with Patricia, came back on the same way, up 17. We almost beat the Chiefs. Up 17. They come back. They just get funky fresh on it. They played with us a little bit. Then all of a sudden they realize, they just playing man, and they ain't coming out of it. Then we got carved up. Same thing happened to y'all. It's just y'all where we were last year, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully you get some luck down the road, but
here's the tough thing, because I think, yes, we hope the Bears are kind of in that progression, but it's really almost certain now with some of these historic losses, come from behind losses, come from ahead losses, that we're not going to have the same coaching staff next year, whatever it looks like. And with the Lions, they have that continuity, and that's kind of what we've been missing for so long from the Bears. I mean, Bill, you kind of on that same wavelength?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a lot of in and out and rotating doors, which kind of defeats any progress that you're getting with your younger players. We got to remember that Fields is only 24, going on 25 years old. We got other young DBs, we got young offensive linemen. A lot of the learning, the constant learning of new things from any area, whether it's quarterback, offensive line, defensive side of the ball, when you have to constantly change up ways, and even with starting with Alan Williams and him getting fired or dismissed or whatever with his situation, then you got to deal with Matt Eberflus, who obviously we've improved since he's stepped in and took over the defense. But why wasn't that the case from the beginning? Like, you already had a full year of seeing Alan Williams and obviously we didn't have the talent last year, but it's like you see the first few games before he was, dismissed. Like, come on, you got to there's got to be some fire. There's a press conference after that, and he started patting himself on the back. I know you guys probably didn't see it, but I wish we could put the clip up. But he basically was saying, "Go ahead. I'm sorry if you
no. You keep going."
He was saying, I think we did some good things in that fourth quarter and in that game, and whoever was calling the plays. Oh yeah, that was me. Like, what? Who the hell speaks in 55th person in a press conference and pats themselves on the back after a loss of allowing a team to come back, a great team, I give it that, but this is a historic loss, as we mentioned before. You're patting yourself on the back when 48 teams have never lost with 4 turnovers, and you're the first to ever lose in that manner, and you're patting yourself on the back. That right, as soon as he said that, if I was posed, I would have walked up on the podium and be like, wrap it up. Yeah, I would have had the wrap it up box like on like Dave Chappelle. I forgot the movie name already, but wrap it up, B. Wrap it up, pack the bags. Let's get I ain't trying to curse. Let's get the F up out of here.
I thought you're talking about the rotating door and how that's an issue, but it's going to continue, right? Because Eberflus is gone. Like, there's 0% chance he's there, right? I don't see how he keeps his job. So you're just going to keep on having that rotating door there. And that's where, the Lions did it for 20 years, right? It's you get that every 2-3 years you're firing your coach and you're starting over again. And then maybe you have your quarterback hangover and now it's a new system. And then you give him a few more years and then you realize he's not the guy and you fire him. You get that new QB and then you fire that coach because that QB's losing. And it's just a big cycle of failure. And, it's going to continue in Chicago if they just, the first thing they're going to do with the offseason is fire Eberflus. It's going to be 5 minutes after the week 18.
And I hear you, and I agree with what you're saying. I think the biggest difference is the demeanor of Dan Campbell is completely the demeanor and how he handles business. Like you could see kind of what he was putting out there. You could see players loving Dan Campbell. You could see the organization backing Dan Campbell and giving him what he wants. You could see what they were putting together, even while they were that first half of the season. You guys, you guys were really competitive in those games that first half last year. Right. So we could see like, that loss might have been a win. That they come in, something is about to happen, and then it happened, and it's still happening. So Dan Campbell obviously has more experience at the head coaching side, and has been to stops with other minds that he's been able to collaborate with more than I believe Matt Eberflus has. But the ignorance of a lot of things, the audacity of a lot of things, the blatant, like, I'm gonna throw these players under the bus, him and Getsy at times, and then they have no accountability. Like I understand it's a rotating door, but it's not gonna get any better with them here. So something the wrong person, and another year is not gonna be it, because it's almost like disrespectful to fans for them to act like we stupid. Like we're just gonna listen to these damn press conferences and hear you ramble off bullshit that we already know wasn't true. We got eyes. Like other teams, like you guys, got eyes. So I don't even mean to be long with it.
They might have to spin that one more time on that revolving door, just one more time.
No, I mean, and you do need to do it. If you have the wrong guy, you just need to go ahead and make that decision, right? But it is kind of a like, okay, when do we say it's our guy? You see somebody like Dan Campbell come in Detroit, and you're like, yeah, that's the guy.
That's like, malpractice, bro. They took the ball out of that. Justin busting our ass with his legs. They took that away from the game.
And legs and
what?
And his arm. All right, you look at that game. You watched the full game, and we went back to.
He played well, man. He was the best. He was the best
keep going.
He said that
on the field for 55 minutes of the game. And you know what happened at the end? My biggest problem with
he does what he does.
And the biggest problem at the end of games with him is I just want to see everything you saw from him this game, because I think this is what it's gonna be. He has to show them something different. We know what he is.
He did though in that game.
No. I've seen him make throws before.
Oh no, he dominated. The Bears dominated. He dominated that game. If you look at that game,
he was good. He was really good. He
was really good. And I said, DJ,
we've seen him be really good before, but has it been consistent? I need that. I also need him. I need a fourth quarter. Yo, he won that for us. I need that. Like, you need that. And that's
you have to have. That's why you have to have coaching staffs that's going to put you in position.
I have Matthew Stafford, yo. I ain't had no coach. I ain't had no coach. It's in your DNA. It's who you are. You know what I'm saying? It's that confidence. It's when that pressure's here. I need him to. Yo, do you know what I saw when he ran back on the field on that last one when we got the lead? Did you see how he walked out on that field? He was defeated. He knew he was going to lose. He looked, just look at, I bought the game because you said I ain't see it.
I'll go.
I watched it. I said, yo, I'm looking at him because I'm trying to, like he did. He was the best.
He knows he's got Eberflus and Getsy. I think that's
he's fighting for his job, bro.
He did. You look at that game, and he did. And I know talking about obviously Packers, Vikings fans are like, oh, he lost the game. You look at that last play, there's absolutely no reason you can put that last play on him. He had to look deep, and he had – you get a rookie tackle that gets beat by an amazing Hutchinson player, right? That was an amazing play by him. He had to look deep. He just had to do that. So there's no way you can say he always fumbles. He always takes it. That's why I went off on that. That there's no way that you can say.
Come on.
I think
he drops back. Hold on. Then he drops back. Right? He drops back to the right into Hutchinson, yo.
I wish we played the clip because that's wrong. That's wrong. He dropped straight back.
I watched
Straight back.
He dropped straight back. That's a lot.
He dropped it.
That's a whole lot.
I'm gonna watch it right now.
All right, watch it. But there's no way like that you can put that one on him, right? He had to look deep. He had to. No. That's all he had. All right, and that's on the tackle. And who we talk about, a rookie tackle. He made that mistake. But you look at the game. He controlled Hutchinson, right?
He played good. But he's the 10th pick in the draft, bro. You drafted him so high because he's good. He's a good player. We all wanted him. Yeah, when we did the draft show, everybody said, yeah, he like that. He gonna be good. He shut down. What's the guy that got drafted by the Texans? They pass rusher. He shut him down last year in college. He's a good tackle. He's a good tackle.
I like Chris here. Hutchinson's fart stains.
Hold up. With fart stains instead of face. Oh man, come on now.
Yeah, although I just watched it.
I'm with you on that. I'm just saying. I'm like, what?
I can see what you're saying, Seventh, but I don't think you're totally accurate on that one. I just watched it right now. He is dropping back. He might be leaning a tiny bit that way. It's not like he goes over too far.
I ain't saying he made him.
Right. I'm like, what difference? Like, he doesn't need to right
and we're in a wide. Bro, and we're in a wide. We're in a wide 9. We wide as hell.
So why isn't the question? Why isn't the question? And I'm sure you guys thought this. I hope you guys thought this, if not, especially as knowledgeable as you all are. Why wasn't there help? If you know it's 30 seconds left. That's not enough. There's only like one, maybe 2 quarterbacks in this league that can get the ball in the field goal range from the 20 in 30 seconds. Like, come on now. Like, you need to have some sort of protection, some sort of chip, because even if you put a running back at the right side, like you said, it was wide. That's obviously letting you know, hey, let's call someone, let's change it up, let's get some protection on that side. We know he's a difference maker. I talked about him on a show, a couple shows this past weekend, where he was going to be the game changer. He had the interception last year where he was on the sideline, acting like he was out of bounds or on the, out. And, he does things like that. He's TJ Watt-esque, where he can kind of change a game with a turnover, a strip, a sack, or whatever. So why not have some help, even if he has been handling himself during that game? That is not the time, especially if you want to go deep and have more than a 3-step drop when you got somebody that great on that side, on Justin Fields' ball side, where he needs to be protected as much as possible. Yet you can say it's on him. A lot of people can say because it's him. That's what's going to happen. Quarterbacks always will get that particular blame. It's his fault because he lost the ball. He was gripping the ball. 2, he has a thumb injury and is just now coming back from that thumb injury. We don't know how tight he can hold the ball. And 3, he cut his middle finger on that same hand during the game and was bleeding from it and had to, and I believe either during the timeout or when he ran to the sideline, they cleaned it up. So he has the thumb injury. He has a cut on his finger. He's holding the ball tightly. Look through the whole play, and he's still holding it tight to the chest. So he's protecting the ball. Somebody was arguing with me on Twitter, and I'm like, what do you want him to rugby that joint back? You want him to drop back like this? What do you want him to do? Do you want him to lean with it? Right? Like, what do you want to Fat Joe that bitch? Like, he's got, like, if he's going to drop back, do you expect him to run like a running back and bring it back like this? He was protecting the ball. Wright got beat. It was a great play. Hutchinson was there in like 2 seconds, like flat. Like, it's like it almost like he was untouched. But I will say this, and I'll fall off. Justin Fields did have that moment. That field goal drive where he led us there, that was the moment, because then it was 4 minutes left. Come on now, that is the moment. Most quarterbacks at that time should be able to relax and just say, boom, my defense got it. That's 2 scores. That's almost damn near impossible. If they always bring up the probability, win probability after something like that happens, and you see like 10%, 15%, 20%. And all of a sudden, everything gets lax, everything is crazy. He throws the bomb, and I talked to you about it 7th later on Twitter. And he throws the bomb to Scott, and you said, well, that's the worst wide receiver that they have. That's not true.
Velus Jones, my bad.
Yeah, right. You know, and I'm not saying that you were wrong. I'm not saying it like that. But, you know, he's out there for a reason. He has improved. He has been in, like, he even had the block on Hutchinson early in the game, which sprung Justin Fields for like the 10 to 13 yard first down run to get us to the 2-yard line. So he's done things as a rookie that's very impressive. He had the guy beat. The route was beautiful. He just pissed down his leg. You know, like Mr. 30, Coach 30 be saying, you pissed down your leg. And the moment was too big because even when he was looking up, the lights were just too bright. Y'all know how that dome is. Once something is in the air, it's kind of hard to see up in there. So he looks up, misjudges it, slows down, and then says, oh, shoot, I got to pick it back up. I'm talking about at the very top, because once he had him beat on the double move, he was gone. But then he slowed at the top, like right when it was coming down, and figured that he had to run. Justin Fields hits that. I mean, he catches that. We're back in field goal range again to go up 29. Like it's literally game over if he catches that. So between the field goal drive that put us 26-14, and then the next drive when he hit Justin Fields threw a very beautiful ball that should have been caught. If it was Marvin Harrison Jr., and I agree, maybe it should have been Mooney, maybe it should have been this person or that person. But that's what you do. That's how you fool a defense. You are supposed to depend on anybody you put on that field. So you can't just say, well, it should have been. No, it should have been whoever is hired and paid thousands of dollars to catch a fucking football. And he should have been able to. He was drafted in the 4th round. He played on a championship team, even though they got beat the hell down in Cincinnati. So he's got the skill. He is an NFL wide receiver. Catch the ball. And it's those type of instances that happen over and over again, i.e. Equanimous St. Brown last year. Was that no, that was the Miami game. Was that the Miami game?
Yeah,
no.
Miami.
Right through his hand. Like, it's so many moments that we could account for that says that was the moment, that was the moment, that was the moment, that was the moment. The game last year against y'all beat us down that second game. The game where we lost, where he got stripped at the end of that game, he kept doing it over and over again in the 4th quarter. Touchdown, run. Touchdown.
I think my biggest issue, we talk about the moment, is for the coaches. And Roasty had a comment here. Obviously, the previous play calls, like, why are you so conservative? So, I mean, you can just kind of go on and on as far as like who's blame. The Lions won the game. Obviously, it was one of those things that it was a gut punch to the Bears. Silver lining I've talked about. Hopefully, this is one step closer to obviously Eberflus, the Bears, moving on from him. And hopefully, I think when you look at what Justin Fields was able to do, also with basically a 3rd string center, because there was a cheap shot on the turnover that knocked out the center. And so he did this with, a backup player. And he was trying to, you watch that game, he was trying to coach him up. Right. And so that's what you want to see from Fields. So I like that. A lot of good stuff on this game. We have to get to some of the other games though, as well. Let's see. Roasty had a question, comment. One thing Lions good at their run defense, except on mobile QBs. Yep. So
we played your running backs good. We played your running backs well. It's him. It's him.
Although the Bears did control it, they did control it. So
he's dangerous.
Just real quick, Deontay Foreman being knocked out of that game, a couple of times, pretty much kind of hindered our run defense because he was beating y'all down for a while. So go ahead.
All right. So Trevor, let's go ahead. And I went ahead and watched this game as well, but I want to give you a chance to hand out helmet stickers from the Packers shocking the Chargers 23-20. And I want to give you kudos for calling Jordan Love's 300-yard passing day. Well done, sir. So I'll give you the floor to tell me I was wrong.
Well, I knew that we could play there. I knew that we could play with them. I didn't know what was going to happen. Thankfully, Bosa got hurt early, right? So that helps. Okay, so I'm just full disclosure. Okay, I'm realistic, But in saying that, I can't control who's on the field, just like we got, Aaron Jones went out. So what I loved about this game, guys, what I absolutely loved about this game was the development, the progression that we're seeing with our wide receivers. Wicks, 3 catches, 91 yards. That is insane. That's our third guy, our fourth guy. I'm loving what I'm seeing in there. I love that Musgrave is running some good routes. I love that we're seeing things like the touchdowns are Jaden Reed with his incredible speed. Then he gets Dobbs gets a touchdown. Watson gets a touchdown. It's because he had time. Now we know every quarterback, doesn't matter what, you need time in order to play. Every one of these guys were good in college. They deserve to be in the NFL, okay? They deserve to be there. The fact is that if you can give them time, and we got time because Bosa went out, it was really nice to see. It was disheartening to see Aaron Jones go out in that injury. That was really hard to watch. I mean, he's a heart and soul guy. He's a character guy. He's a good teammate, and it hurts, right? And then we find out Musgrave is injured, went to the hospital, finished the game, went to the hospital. And our rap sheet right now going into this Lions game, it's scary how many guys are injured. And I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying that's scary stuff. So I loved how we were able to hang with Herbert. Herbert's a very good quarterback, and we were able to hang with him. And we shut down Eckler on that one play that was just I thought they were going to score there. They didn't. It was, I don't know. It was just, I was shocked. I was shocked. You guys know I predicted the Chargers to win, and I love being wrong on that. But the Jordan Love thing, come on, man. That was so beautiful. That was so beautiful. 322, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Come on now.
I do have to give you credit. There were a couple good touch passes from Jordan Love. I really liked what's that?
He could see. He wasn't running.
He can see. But I really like, and obviously Matt LaFleur has gotten beat up by Packer fans in the last few weeks. But and obviously I was commenting as I was watching the game to you, so you kind of saw that real time, Trevor. I liked some of the design runs for Jaden Reed. I mean, you have talent, you use it, and that's kind of what you expect from coaches who are experienced to have an offensive mind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jaden Reed, all these Packer fans that wanted JSN at 13, and now we're talking 10, 11 weeks later, JSN who? Right? Jaden Reed was a great pick, 2nd round pick. When they picked him, I didn't even know who he was. Full disclosure, I didn't even know he was in the draft. I didn't know anything about him. Most Packers fans, most Packers media are like, who are they talking about? They knew something. That was an incredible draft pick. This kid is way better than I thought. And then when you start watching those Michigan highlights, you're like, he could be good. Let's see if he can translate NFL. Well, he's translating to NFL. Who would you rather have right now, JSN or Reed? And I'm not trying to be biased. I'm literally asking that question. He has proven himself, saying, man, if we knew he was that good, maybe he would have won the first round. I don't know, maybe.
He'd be good. You're good. You got him right where he belongs. He's fine.
Yeah, and that's fine. Even if that's where you deserve to pick him, because I think he could have probably even waited another round, 7th letter. I think that's a great point.
Yeah,
but the point is that he's balling.
Yeah.
His speed, I'm shocked how good he is. And I'm not saying he's the best wide receiver in the league. I'm just saying I'm loving the progression of these wide receivers. It's fun to watch. And as much as I'm excited to watch them this year, I'm even more excited to see them next year. Really, honestly.
I'm not excited about that, but I know what you're saying.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's good value. I think it's going to turn out to be a good value pick.
Yeah, I got a lot of receivers out there. They look like all y'all receivers that y'all always get. Y'all always find Thomas in the rough. Wicks is going to be better. Probably going to be the best one out of all of them. He get more opportunity. You know what I'm saying?
Now the one really big question mark will be Watson. With everything his dad has said, and I think that would be the one thing I would worry about with his talent and just with the culture with a young team. Like, I just don't. I mean, that would scare me.
Claypool 2.0.
Yep, that's what I was thinking. I couldn't think of his name.
And Claypool, he hasn't even played in Miami, so yeah. But
the dad thing is it is weird. It's like he's gotten offended. He's lashing out. He's interacting with fans, and it's like I just don't think there's any winning there. Like he's calling down, like, dude, these people are paying for your son to be in the NFL. They have a right to have an opinion. You already know that you're right. You already know, like you have the experience. Your son's there. You've played. You've done these things. Like, why do you feel the need to go after fans? Like, I get it. There's fans that just drive you nuts. I get it. But it's like you're losing your mind online, and it's like, relax. Just enjoy it. And it's like, yeah, your son's been hurt for 2 years. That's just a fact. He's uber talented. I think he's the most talented wide receiver on the Packers for sure. I do not understand why this dad and the mom last year was into it, because people are coming after her too. And I think fans should stop with parents. Honestly, I think that's so stupid, and it's so low. Like, honestly, like, it's just embarrassing when you start doing that. It's like when a guy like disappoints you in fantasy football and you go after him. Like, that there's no room for this in the game. The problem is they bit, and then he's making a name for himself now, man, and people know that he'll respond. I don't get it.
It's also sad because I've seen a few of Packers fans, and I'm not trying to disrespect Packers fans all over, but there's been a few Packers fans, and I'm sure you've seen it in certain chats and certain areas of Packers Twitter. I'm not used to saying that. They've been going at his mom. Like, it's wild. Like, from like almost day one, like the drop that he had, I remember so many tweets because, you know, it just comes up in your timeline, you know, throughout the day, and they're tagging the mom. I'm like, what the hell is going on with y'all? Like, since when do you, like, I get, like, if you're gonna go back and forth with the father, because he's on there doing that. But she doesn't do that. She's not on there doing it. You don't go after a mom. We all have moms. You don't go after a woman and a mother or a wife or a daughter or something like that. What is wrong with people?
Out of it. That's wild.
But in all honesty, and I agree with you 1,000%. Okay, but every fan base has some crazies. Every single one of them, right? And there's not an innocent fan base, because people are people. And I agree with you that's low, and that should not happen.
Right.
Well, speaking of low, the Vikings fall flat versus the Broncos, 21-20. Craig, how about you pass out some blame?
Yeah, this is what I'll blame myself for being confident. I was riding the high of Josh Dobbs and enjoying watching him play.
That was cool.
And you and Viking Dave both.
I was there when he came in and all that stuff, so that was cool. I was like, this is my dude. Man, it all came crashing down pretty. And it's the entire time I was watching that game, I wasn't even worried about it. I was like, it doesn't matter. They're just going to win. They're going to figure this out. They'll win. And even at the end, when they got the ball back, when they were down by 1, you're like, yeah, he's going to go at least get a field goal. This will be easy. And it's like the whole time, for some reason, I just felt confident. And I don't know that I blame myself for ever feeling good as a Vikings fan, because we know it's never going to work. So, and it's funny enough, that Fields conversation you were having earlier reminded me of the Cousins conversation we've been having for 5 years, where he never quite makes that play to win you the game, like, until last year he did, but he never quite makes that play, and then but it's not his fault. It was always something else's fault. It was the offensive line. It was like,
hey, Craig,
so that's what we've kind of
how many touchdowns did Fields have against that Broncos defense?
I don't remember.
4, man, every week, yo.
Yeah.
Every week. Yo.
We had we had not.
We got to hold on to the memories, man. Just in case.
Hey, best is yet to come for the Bears, especially, and we'll get to that game, the Monday night game versus Bears and the Vikings here soon. But you know, looking at Thanksgiving, we have to get to the epic matchup coming up on Thanksgiving first. So I'm going to give Trevor, I'm going to give you the start here. Give me the path for the Packers to bake the Lions on Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah. So it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. A lot of things have to go our way. First of all, we have to somehow slow down the pass rush. If it was like last time we played, it's so difficult when Jordan Love doesn't have the time. And I think we saw that. But what was even worse was we could not stop the run. It was over 200 yards rushing. I think the line play on both sides for us is absolutely crucial for us to have a chance to win this game. If we can do that. Now, granted, we are injured, and I hope guys can play through some injuries just to make, because this is a big game. This is a really big game for us because we've got to either beat the Lions or the Chiefs to stay in the hunt to being a playoff team. Now, we might not be a playoff team. I know Craig already has called this out from like 6 years ago that we're not a playoff team. But the fact is that if we are going to be a playoff team this year, and I'm not saying we're going to be, if we are going to be, we have to win this week or next week. And then we got to beat the teams like the Giants and the Panthers. So I think if we can help Goff have another bad week, it won't do 3 interceptions again, guy. Right? If we can keep him struggling, which we may or may not, because their run game looks better than when we saw them the first time. Right? Let's just be honest. It looks better. And then their defense is ferocious. So there's somehow, some way we got to stay healthy. We got to win on both sides of the line. So that's my keys to winning the game. I took the day off. I live in Canada. We do not have American Thanksgiving, and I'm taking the day off. I'm watching this game. I can't sit there and watch. Now I might be mad by noon because it's 9 a.m. my time. I might be mad at noon. Okay. But it's gonna be Thanksgiving. I gotta find it in my heart to be thankful that I can watch football.
I'm not mad at Chris Hand, but I have no idea this reference. We Packers fans gonna send the Lions with the lost colony of Roanoke. I don't know if I'm smart enough. I do live in Wisconsin, so I'll attribute that. But
okay.
I don't know. When you look
today, all right.
I know. When you look at this game, yeah, I mean. Especially with Aaron Jones being out, but I do like what the defense was able to do, and when you look at the Lions, though, obviously a lot of respect to their offensive line, and a lot of respect to the team. So 7th letter, give us a path to gobbling Green Bay on Thanksgiving.
Gobbling Green Bay. I just think we're gonna win. I think they're very injured. I looked at the injury report today. Like it looks pretty good for us. I think we should run the ball. They got to prove that they can stop the run. I think that we'll be able to attack them on the outside. I don't know. I don't feel. I don't want to underestimate the Packers because they're the Packers. They've always beat us. But
is Jair back, Trevor?
Yeah, it looks like he'll be back, but I'm not sure. We'll see. I mean, there's been times where we thought he was going to be back and wasn't. So,
yeah, I think, and I also think they might be like we got to realize now, like they're not, nobody's sleeping on us anymore. Every week we're gonna get everyone's best, and I don't think we realize that yet. Like last week, we got the Bears' best. They played hard. And we cannot underestimate people anymore like they used to underestimate us last year and early in the season. Like we can't play with people. And we got to get them out there, get them out of here early. Ben Johnson cannot be throwing the ball in the 20, in the red zone no more. If you're at the 5, run the ball. That's how we got here. Don't start trying to get cute because we made a Raiders team stay in the game that we should have blew them out. We should have blown y'all out, throwing the ball to y'all. Like, it wasn't like y'all was stopping us. We just was fucking throwing the ball to y'all. You wasn't, bro.
Isn't that part of defense? Like stopping?
It is. But the interceptions just was like, yo. Like, everybody knows we like to throw to the middle of the field now. You're not getting away with that no more. They'll throw to the outside. That's how we, Then once we start killing them on the outside, then you can get back to the middle. But everybody knows we love the middle of the field. We're not going to get away. We're not going to beat the Packers 28 to nothing at halftime. It ain't going to be that this time. It's going to be a little bit tougher. It's going to be a little bit more resistance, you know.
I'm glad you're a little bit humbler now, right?
I don't trust your team. That's all. It's like y'all either play like this or y'all look fucking terrible. So I just felt y'all was going to look terrible again in Detroit, but you didn't. I'll wait for the next game.
Yeah. So I would worry about, like, you know, obviously Hutchinson. I just think he's going to eat Jordan Love alive. I mean, when you look at just what he's able to do, it's going to be interesting. I mean, if I'm going to give you this credit, Trevor. If he does well, I don't see him passing for 300 yards, but if he does well and they keep it respectable, you know, I'll definitely, you know, give Jordan Love a little bit more credit, because this is on the road. This is in front of, a lot of eyes. And, you know, this is, you know, another kind of tryout, so to speak, to see how he does. You know, we talked about all last week how it was a putrid Chargers defense that only got worse throughout the game. Now, I don't know if the Lions defense, obviously the secondary, I think, has gotten a little bit better or a little bit worse throughout the season.
The thing is that we just played against lesser quarterbacks and we looked a little better than what we were. Like we got this type of player that we like. They tough, they could tackle, but they can't cover. It is what it is. Like I would have loved to pick up like a real cover corner somewhere along the way, but we got good tackling corners. That's it. They don't cover well at all. Jerry Jacobs, I love him, but he'd get barbecued every time he, you know. If we throw Will Harris in the game, it's going to get even worse. He's the worst. You know what I mean? Like, I like Brian Branch, but we playing him as safety. I would love to have him in the nickel. I would love that, but we don't have CD Ducey no more. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard. It's hard. He got to play safety now. So
seventh letter, you're picking the Lions then?
Yeah,
absolutely.
by 2 touchdowns, but you know it's gonna be a little closer.
You're not gonna say a lot of sacks, a lot of touchdowns like you did last week,
because Justin Fields has been sacked 24 times this year. Why would I think he only played 6 games or something like that? Like, I just thought that's what was gonna happen.
I get it. Trevor, are you picking the Packers?
No, I'm picking the Lions. Unfortunately, I'm saying 27-21. I think it's going to be closer than people think. I do think we do look a little bit better than the last time we played them. I think it's going to be hard on the road, but I'm hoping we win it, and I'm going to be cheering like we're going to win it. And so I'm supporting the team, but I look at the injuries, and I look at, like, if you don't give Love enough time, then it looks bad. So I'm just say 27-21 Detroit.
Absolutely. Vil, are you in on the Lions again this week?
Yeah, I think they're gonna get it done. It depends on. I'm not sure if Aaron Jones is gonna play, and if he plays, right? Yeah, if he doesn't play, that's a tough one. You know, because Lions defense, they do well. You know, when they don't have to deal with a dynamic back, for sure. Right. They already crazy good on the defensive line anyway, so that just helps them even more. At times I do feel like their offense is going in cruise control. I feel like Jared Goff, you know, like they can depend on that run game throughout the whole game pretty much if they really want to, and just let Jared Goff kind of pick defenses apart, you know, throw it short or whatnot, and just keep the sticks moving type of thing. So it would have to turn into like a shootout. Jordan Love would have to be like on God mode, on Aaron Rodgers mode, to kind of push that defense, because without Aaron Jones, without Luke Musgrave, possibly it's those are easy outlet people, you know. Then he has to depend on wide receivers they're becoming better, but it's kind of hard when you don't have a good back to dump it off to when you're in trouble, or a tight end that could be a safety valve.
Yeah, absolutely. That matters. And Craig, are you in on the Lions this week?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, unless Goff, throws 3 picks, I think that's always possible. He's always up for a bad game or 6 in a row. So I'm rooting for that. But I also don't really trust Jordan Love to have 2 good games in a row. Like I don't think he's
3.
Yeah, he's proven.
3.
Yeah,
he's already had 2.
And we'll yeah, maybe he does. Maybe he's figured it out. Maybe he's playing well, and this is how it's going to be. And he's growing, but I still don't trust him yet. So I think the Lions are going to pull it out.
Speaking of trust, I'll give you the floor first. So give us a path to the Vikings riding the ship at home versus Chicago on Monday Night Football.
Well, I think the key is to just let the Bears shoot themselves in the foot mostly, but that's usually the best. Running quarterbacks are always scary for everybody because you never know when Fields is going to take off for 75 yards on a scamper, right? But I think that the key is to just calm down, stop the turnovers were an issue pretty much every loss this year. It's like just hang on to the ball, play your game, and don't fuck it up. Basically, just you're the better team. Go in there and just play a solid game, and it should be an easy win going into the bye.
Did you say easy win?
Easy. It's never an easy win for the Vikings, but it should be an easy win. Just like Denver should have been an easy one if they played that game right. So I'm gonna say it's gonna be 24-10. For the Vikings, I don't think the Bears offense is going to do much if the defense just contains Fields.
Wow. All right. I am going to allow Vil to retort first.
Yeah, it's definitely not going to be an easy win. Dobbs' story has been great. The Viking story has been great since Cousins has been down, as well as, Jefferson being down and them winning and being a very competitive team. So they're greatly coached. I think they're really coached well. I believe the Lions have, the top tier coaching staff. Then it's the Vikings, and then it's the Packers, obviously, and then the Bears, because I want Matt Eberflus out. So I hope somebody clips this and sends this to the front office. But I feel like it's going to be very competitive. If we bring the game that we brought last week to this week, even without turnovers and things of that nature, I feel like we were much more competitive. We look completely different than we've ever looked over the last 2 years. You know what I'm saying? The Denver game was kind of like that, but it wasn't as aggressive. There wasn't as much pressure. There wasn't as many turnovers. There weren't like game-changing plays that look like they should have solidified the win. So if we can bring that type of heat, we're healthy. We weren't healthy in the first game. Obviously, Fields was knocked out, but I mean everyone else. We didn't have Edmonds. We didn't have a few other defenders. Our offensive line was still going through configurations and trying to game chemistry. Our defensive line still lacked that pop or that figuring out where people should go. And I think after the Detroit Lions game, where you start seeing more guys being moved around, and now that we have Montez Sweat, it brings a whole new element. And as long as we learned from that game and learned and kind of looked at the film and diagnosed a lot of Flores' blitzes, because he can go crazy with schemes and hidden blitzes and all type of coverages. As long as we can, just stay calm, depend on the run game, move the chains with short throws and take advantage of deep shots if they're there. But they're not an explosive team like Detroit Lions, so I don't expect us to have to try to stretch the field or do too much offensively. Just play a smart game. Get the ball down the field, keep the run game going, wear down their defensive line, and try to avoid turnovers. And I think we can come out with a W.
So defensively, you talked about Montez Sweat, and I don't know if the rest of everyone is aware just of more Eberflus ridiculousness. He was trying to explain why Sweat was not on the field more than he was, and they was just kind of getting all mixed up and said, well, everybody rotates in. It's just it was ridiculous, wasn't it, Vil?
Oh my God, it's just I'm so tired of hearing his press conferences, his bullshit ass. I'm sorry, I keep swearing on your show.
Hey.
It's just such bull crap when he's trying to explain these things like we're just idiots or something like that. Like you don't pay a man $25 million to play half the snaps. Like it's not like he came off the street and he's a great talent, so we just need to allow him to warm up and get in shape or whatever. He's been playing. He had 6.5 damn sacks before he got here. You know what I'm saying? He's already had close to 15, if not more, pressures when he's on the field since he's been with the Bears. Like I'm sure that's more than anyone on our state, and probably combined if you really think about it. Mm-hmm. So it's like, come on, like we've got this personnel. Seventh letter, I think, pointed it out earlier. You're paying a $72 million linebacker, and he's not in there on the last drive. But we know that he can excel at in coverage if he's put in the right position. So why isn't he out there? Why is Montez Sweat not out here? Like Hutchinson was. What was Hutchinson at? 92%?
99. He played all every.
Yeah,
you get him out sometimes.
Yeah, I was looking at that. Yeah, so it's like, come on, like, that needs to up. That needs to be up. Our dominant players, our players that are difference makers, need to be there at all times. If they need to be subbed out for a breather, okay. But we're rotating and we're always done it in waves. Well, you don't pay somebody $25 million for waves.
Speaking of difference maker, Craig, your favorite guy, Justin Fields, I just want to let you know he has had a quarterback rating. He had versus the Lions, he had a quarterback rating of 105.2. He's now had a rating of over 103 out of his last 4 games played. And so I think I'm going to pull a Trevor here. And I'm going to say that Justin Fields against that weak Vikings secondary throws for 300 yards this week. And
better.
And the Bears are going to dominate. They are going to the Vikings just aren't going to be able to keep up this week. So I'm saying the Bears win this one.
That's
the Bears.
No, that's definitely not happening.
They don't have like they don't have like a regular like Josh Dobbs plays hero ball, and that shit is not sustainable, yo.
It's not. That's exactly.
Well, no,
exactly.
That's why he has the turnover issue. I mean, that's why he wasn't. They weren't. They didn't even come close to winning in Arizona with him. The turnovers kill him, and when he starts turning it over like that, I mean, you just have no chance.
Yeah.
So, Vil, you're in on the Bears winning. You said, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. We need a statement win like that.
Absolutely.
Last week should have been a statement win. This week has to be. If
absolutely
not,
has to be, yeah.
People got to go.
Seventh letter. What are you thinking? Bears or Vikings?
I think I'm gonna go with the Vikings only because I just think. I mean, you guys even said it. They should just play smart, and a lot of times that playing smart got you a loss last week. That conservative shit.
No, that's not smart.
That's not smart.
It was conservative.
Go ahead.
It was conservative.
I hear what you're saying.
Like that's what smart play. Like don't take too many chances. Don't put yourself in bad positions and stuff like that. I just think that this the fight. Where y'all playing at though?
It's at Minnesota.
Yeah.
It's in a dome though. It's in a dome.
It is in a dome, but I don't know. You guys got to beat somebody in the division first.
Oh yes.
Yeah. That's all. Like I think next time y'all see the Packers, y'all might act right,
Week 18, Packers are going to be packed up by then. Trevor, are you picking the Vikings or the Bears this week?
I'm picking the Bears. Because as well, you got the Vikings won 19-3 last time, and you had Kirk Cousins, and the Bears had Bagent. And listen, Fields is different. Fields is different. I think he's better than Bagent by a mile.
A mile and a half.
And I'm telling you right now, I normally would pick the Vikings, but I think that the Bears at this stage are better. And you just have too many injuries. If Jefferson was back, if you know what I mean, like if you had Kirk Cousins, you had Jefferson, there's no way I'd be picking the Bears. So, but
I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a chance Jefferson comes back, but I mean, if they're smart, they would just leave him out for a week, so then he gets 2 weeks off. But yeah, who knows?
Absolutely. Well, one last thing I wanted to talk about, and we kind of went over this online, and just the top 10 wide receivers. I'm gonna put up my list here.
I have to preface it with why we're having this conversation.
Yes, we were having
DJ
this.
Moore's on it.
We were having this because last week we went crazy with who was better, Keenan Allen or DJ Moore, and I'll have you know, DJ Moore, put some respect on his name. All right, DJ Moore. He was fighting for that first down. You don't see Keenan Allen doing that. You see Keenan Allen dropping 2 touchdown passes right at the goal line, which may have beaten the Packers. So,
but that didn't mean that he's better.
Catching the ball, isn't that what you're supposed to do?
This guy
he got 1,000 yards already.
I know. It's like so because last week he dropped 2 passes, which I agree he should have caught. DJ Moore's better.
Oh,
the fact is, I still was right about Jordan Love getting 300, and I'm still right that Keenan Allen's better. Keenan Allen's a better wide receiver than DJ Moore, and last week didn't change that fact. Did you see the touchdown he caught?
Oh, that was a nice throw by Herbert. He just let it.
It was low, and he caught it.
Oh, it was perfect, right into his breadbasket. So
against the Jets.
No. So here we go. All right, this is the crazy one. Here we go. This is my list, and just for kicks and giggles, for you, seventh letter, I thought I'd put Amon-Ra under DJ Moore, but I do have him. You look at the wide receivers that missed out on my list. 11, I had Keenan Allen. 12, CeeDee Lamb. 13, I actually had Puka Nacua with what he's doing right now. Garrett Wilson at 14 and Mike Evans at 15. So go ahead, shred me, seventh letter.
Oh, man. All right, so my list was JJ was number 1. Tyreek was number 2. Adams is number 3. Chase is number 4. A.J. Brown number 5. Diggs number 6. Lamb number 7. Keenan Allen number 8. Mike Evans number 9. And Cooper Kupp number 10.
Where was DJ Moore?
He was like 11 or 12. Like, it's respect.
All right.
Like, he's
there.
Tier 2 receiver to me. Like, until like he just he hasn't done more than anybody on my list.
I mean, this past Sunday he did more than Keenan Allen. I'm just saying. So
he got one.
He did. That's why y'all should have thrown him the ball on 3rd down instead of going deep.
I agree with that. So
okay. Want to hear a list?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
I came prepared, brother.
All right, give me your list.
Okay, I can't decide Jefferson or Tyreek. I'm just going to put them both tied for 1 for this season. I'm also considering the fact from last year as well. Okay.
All right.
So like this isn't just like this year only, because that's
I said right now though.
Okay,
right?
that's fine.
Right,
because I'm talking about talent, because I know what you're going to do. You're going to say stupid stuff like, "Oh, the quarterback was Bajent," right? So I'm going to play your game, Andy. I'm going to play your game. That's why Devontae Adams is 3. He's got terrible wide receiver quarterbacks, and he's still top 3. Cooper Kupp is there as well with him. I'm going to put Cooper Kupp 4. Okay. He is a talent. He could be number 1 on this list. That's how good he is. 5 is Diggs. 6 is Chase. I'm not a huge Chase fan. Okay, but I'll give him 6. Lamb is 7, and 7th letter, and I both have Lamb there. Yeah. AJ Brown, I've got him at 8. I got 9 St. Brown. I got 10 Keenan Allen. And I don't think it's close. And then there's a big drop off. And I put respect on the guy's name. I'm putting respect on his name. DJ Moore has come up in that list, and he's my number 11.
Did you watch the game this past Sunday?
Yeah, I watched them both. So,
did you watch how he fought for a first down?
I think he's great. I think he's come up my list. He's good. He used to be 20 on my list. Now he's at 11. Like, come on, bro. The guy who's in the conversation with DJ Moore is Mike Evans, Metcalf, Waddle, and Amari Cooper. Those guys are all within the conversation. Yeah. And I think DJ Moore's an incredible wide receiver. I do think he's an incredible talent.
So I'm going to put up Vil also sent me the list here.
How come Bears fans get theirs on the screen? That's what I want to know.
I don't know. Did you send? I don't know if you sent me
yours.
This
is bullcrap now.
He sent me his. So.
Oh, y'all did. That's why I'm looking like I'm because even
I was waiting.
He was like he had him at 7. I'm like, how did you know? Because I can't see their list. So I thought we would be doing like a comparison of everybody's list. My bad.
Everyone else prepared, but us, man. It's us.
That's all right. You got
y'all got stuff to do.
Podcast.
Jefferson, Hill, Cup, Chase, Adams, Brown, Diggs, Keenan Allen, CD Lamb, Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Whoa, he's got him at 11? What?
So I'll explain them in like chunks. So first, second, third, fourth. Right? Those are your explosive players, your downfield guys, the guys that you expect to beat everybody, like no matter what, right? And not to say that the other guys can't, but to say that that's what they're known for. They're known for that highlight. I'm dancing in the end zone. I didn't took off on you. I didn't embarrass you and shook you out your shoes and darted my way down the field with 20 yards behind me, right? Without a defender. Right. So then 5, 6, 7, and getting into 8 are Mr. Dependability, like your first down guys, your guys you can definitely trust to get that 10, 15 yard. They can beat you downfield. They can shake you out your shoes. Great route runners, absolutely dependable. You can put them on any team. They're going to ball out. Some of them are vets, obviously. Just Mr. Dependable, all pro, perennial all pros, right? CD Lamb is pushing up into that territory where he's a mix of those two, where you can depend on him. Dak can depend on him as that. I need this catch. I need this first down. We need to move these chains. But he can also make those highlight plays. But he's definitely not on that plane with the healthy Cooper Kupp, Jefferson and Hill. And then Amon-Ra St. Brown is just like a very gifted everything. Like he's just not tall like a Jefferson and not as fast as Hill, maybe not as explosive in his routes as Cooper Kupp, because Cooper Kupp kind of runs like a running back in his routes type of thing. Like he's just like Christian McCaffrey and wide receiver. Like when he's powerful out of his routes. And it's just something different when I watch him. I'm sorry if y'all don't feel that way. It just seems he's just different with his route running. It's like unexpected explosion.
Very precise,
right?
And so you could see it. I was gonna say with Amon-Ra, you could see it live. I went to Lions camp, and you could just see it. Like he was different. It just
yeah. So Amon-Ra is kind of. I don't like using the word poor man when you're in the top 10 list, but he's kind of the Cooper Kupp-esque or the next Cooper Kupp, because he's very powerful in his routes. He's just when on screen he seems a little smaller. Maybe live he's probably a lot bigger and stronger or whatever. But it just looks like he looks similar to Cooper Kupp. He's route running is good. He can do anything. He can take the ball out the backfield like DJ Moore. He can do the end arounds, the short, the long, all of that. And then I have DJ Moore as an honorable mention at 11 because of what he's done over the last 5 years before he hit the Bears. He was the first ever or had the most yards over that first 4 to 5 seasons out of any receiver ever. But look at who he was getting thrown to. And people said, ha, 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 look at who he's going to. Well, now who he's going to, he's 100 and maybe 12 yards or 111 yards away from a 1,000-yard season. Mm-hmm. There's still 6 games left. Fields was hurt at the point in time where he just came off a 230-yard game with Fields, and he had a couple of other 100-yard games in the season, and he almost had another 100-yard game Sunday. He had 97 yards. So to me, I think he's one of the most underrated, and not just because I'm a Bears fan. I've admired him from afar. I was hoping that we would get somebody like him or him, and I'm glad that we did. And the other guys like the Evans and the other ones that we listed that go 12, 13, 14, they're getting up there in age. Not to say that they're not still good to great, but they're up there in age, and their quarterback situations might have their productivity down, like the Hopkins, Evans, and stuff like that. They still produce. They just have such inconsistent quarterback play that they're not able to get a ton of those games where you're like, dang, that was an Evans game. Dang, that was a Hopkins game.
So McLaurin is almost like that. Roasty said McLaurin is, scary terriers right there.
Like that.
But Trevor, you don't think he's obviously top 15? No, I would agree with that. So he's up there. So we talked about the receivers that are up there, and I would wonder, are they a top receiver if they are quarterback dependent? Obviously, there's something into that. So Dakota had a question: how will Chase do with Burrow out? I mean, if you have a talent, and you have an offensive coordinator, a player's going to get open. Even you look at DJ Moore. He was able to get open, some plays with Bajent, but obviously the quarterback mattered. But how does everyone think that Chase will do without Burrow? Seventh letter, what are your thoughts?
I think that they should probably use him a little differently. Don't just put him on like you. Reason why CeeDee Lamb is ascending like he is, like it's hard to guard him. They move him around so much. You know what I'm saying? So you can't find him until he's already in his route and he's open. You know what I mean? They run wheel routes with him and all type of shit. You can't even find him. And if they hide their best player, their most explosive athlete on their offense, he can probably keep his productivity. He'd probably be a little bit better, because I do think that he's such a superior wide receiver to the corners that he faces. If they it's very predictable, but he just busts everybody ass. But if you hide him and use him smarter with the quarterback that they have, like, he could probably still be productive because he's that good. I like him. I like him more. I think Jefferson is the best wide receiver because he had the most opportunities. Like, you already know Kirk Cousins is throwing that ball to him. It don't matter. It do not matter. But it's more, you got a whole bunch of good wide receivers over there with the Bengals. You know what I'm saying? Like, you also got the other guy we went to Clemson on the other side, the big guy that made homeboy heart stop. Like, he all right. Like,
is that T. Higgins?
T. Higgins, yeah, he good too.
So
first receivers, number one receivers over there.
Craig, what does your list look like? Obviously, Jefferson say is number one.
Yeah, I'm going Jefferson and Hill as 1 and 2. I think that's obvious, like obvious cutoff. I think they just separate themselves. I think I actually go AJ Brown 3. I think he's just so strong. Like he's just like a strong at that point of attack. I think you can go to him and he's gonna catch it. I put Adams at 4, Cup 5, Jamar Chase at 6. I think I'm Diggs 7. Probably going CeeDee Lamb after that. Keenan Allen, and then Mike Evans, and then I'm going Waddle, and then I'm going Amon-Ra St. Brown, and I keep on going. I'm probably DJ Moore's probably like 14, 15 if I really go through the whole thing.
Man, you guys must not have watched your Deja Vu this past week, so I don't know. NFL it's what have you done for me lately? We talked about Keenan Allen, and I respect the heck out of Keenan Allen, right? But you look at it, a player to be dependable. You make catches, and one bounces right off your chest, and he has had, what is he, almost 10,000 yards for his career? He has
1,000 yards already.
No, I mean career-wise, I think he's like almost 10,000.
He got 10,000, but he's got 1,000 yards already.
He's like top 5 in the league.
Yeah,
right. I mean, obviously Herbert's been there the whole year, right? They've had to pass and all that. So
they got injuries at the wide receivers,
right?
But I love Keenan. I love Keenan.
Oh, absolutely. But there, something happened where, you want to be able to, count on that player right now. And obviously you have all these talented wide receivers. He's up there. Amon-Ra is up there. I like DJ Moore's in the conversation. The Bears have not had that. I mean, since, I don't know, Brandon Marshall was probably up there, and I don't even know if he was top 10. He was up there. That's probably the last one.
Well, him and Jay Cutler, it was all right.
It was all right.
Yeah. But I mean, you kind of look at, like, I'd have to look back and see, was he top 10?
Musa Muhammad was good for y'all. I like him.
he was good, but not for that long, right?
But I like what he bought. He was nasty. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Big, he could block. He was good. You know.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Why am I blanking on that big guy you guys had from South Carolina? What was his name?
We don't want to talk.
Jeffrey.
Yeah,
Alshon
Jeffrey.
We don't like
Alshon
talking
Jeffrey.
about him because
I thought he was good.
he won a title. He said he was going to win a title, and they did the next year, just with the wrong team.
Yeah. So Andy, so after all that discussion, everyone has Keenan Allen above DJ Moore.
Yeah.
Right.
I like to go against the grain. So
Anybody with common
Well,
sense.
I know, but that doesn't make any okay. That's great. But like,
I'm just looking at this past
it's not
week.
Like you're just sitting here going like, I'm not saying that because I'm a Packers fan. I'm saying I really like DJ Moore.
Yeah.
The point is that you're the only one that's got DJ Moore like top 8.
I'll take it. I'm good with that. With what I saw on Sunday,
Listen,
I'll take DJ Moore over Keenan Allen. DJ Moore put the Bears in opportunity to win the game, and Keenan Allen was a detractor from the Packer or from the his team winning. You look at the game film, and obviously I was kind of looking for that. I'm a little bit biased, but I like what DJ Moore has. I like that he's ascending. Now, career wise, DJ Moore has not obviously done as much as Keenan Allen. But
Keenan Allen had 10 catches this week, 116 yards. Like, he played good this week. He just dropped passes. You know what I'm saying? He played
two really important passes.
No, it's true. It's true.
2 really important passes.
Still,
and that's
10 receptions, 116 and a touchdown. Like, that's not bad.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying he's bad. I'm just saying DJ Moore is better.
Oh, man.
So DJ Moore, who's better, last week had 7 catches, 96 and a touchdown. The fact is, he was not better this week. Like, and I understand he has some intangibles. I understand.
But
you can't conclude, oh, he's better.
Allen didn't have a great game, though.
Absolutely.
He didn't have a good game, but when you have a good game, he got 116 yards.
Who didn't have a good game? DJ Moore, apparently he's God's gift of football.
Did you watch that play? Oh my gosh. I wanted to run through a brick wall for my guy,
that was
DJ
awesome.
Moore.
I agree.
You look at that play, and that's the edge that the Bears have needed and just haven't had, like a dog like that who's like, I'm getting this first down. That's how important that first down was, and that's what the great wide receivers do. So he is ascending, in my view, to that. And if
Joseph,
right, so he did that. I was like, how did he get a first down, right? Mm-hmm. And so when you talk about important players from good to great, it's those moments, right? And Keenan Allen has had those moments in the past, but you just you just take everything away and look at game film from the Chargers game this past week and game from the Bears. Don't look at stats, look at the important plays. And you want to only look at stats.
No. So, I didn't say that. I'm just saying I agree with you, Andy, that he dropped those passes. That was bad. I've never seen him do that ever. Okay.
Right. That's why.
But we're talking 1,000 yards in week 11.
Oh, he's fantastic. He's fantastic.
So and I know your argument will be, well, if Fields played, right? And I think that's a legitimate argument. But man, like Addison should be getting creeping up on everyone's list. That guy looks unbelievable.
I was thinking he's getting close to DJ Moore.
He's got to be top 20, right? He's got to be top 20.
We ain't got Garrett Wilson in this. He's
Garrett Wilson, DK Metcalf.
Hey, Puka Nacua.
I don't think Addison top 20 yet.
I mean, you're talking. You might talk me out of putting DJ Moore in the top 20 now. I mean, I'm starting to get a big list.
Dude, Addison's in the top 20 now.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm looking at the stats.
I don't know.
I'm looking at the stats right now. Addison's in the top 20. You can't say, he's not going to make. He's in the top 20 now.
To me, there's always going to, just like when you think about this, when you think about tacklers, the best tacklers in the league, right? We think about the linebackers, like Fred Warner isn't in the top tacklers, but we feel like he's the top like one of the top, if not top linebackers. So there's going to be times where wide receivers have stats or yards, and that's great. That that could be one and done. We're talking about over a like what the dynamics of the game, how they change the game. Like he hasn't had enough for me to put him in. Like stats,
he's a
cool.
rookie, man.
Say it again.
He's a rookie. Like he hasn't had the.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm not putting someone up. This isn't
fine.
If it was a Chase or Jefferson situation where they just took off and looked like the best two wide receivers in the league their rookie year, then yes. But Addison, it took Jefferson to get knocked out, and they needed somebody, and they force feed him the ball. That's the difference. I'm not.
They force fed the ball to Jefferson.
Huh?
That's why they don't throw it to Addison. They just force feed the ball to Jefferson
all the time.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, but we know what Jefferson can do when you force feed him. That's going to be a 200 to 300 yard game almost every time because he just gets it. Addison
only had 100-yard game this year.
Who?
That's right.
He only had 100-yard game
That's
this
right.
year.
Yeah.
He's not quite consistent.
Been gone. He hasn't had 100.
Well, I mean, look at this. Look how they started the year, though. Look at how the Vikings started the year. Like it wasn't a great start. Like we expect Jefferson to be that guy. We know when he's not that guy and not getting those 100 yards. We know why. It's not him. It's definitely got to be what's going on behind the scenes. But I'm just saying, like he's getting there. I'm not saying that he's like top 40 or nothing like that. He will be right. That's what I'm saying. Like that's all I'm saying is like I'm not gonna put him there right now. Like let's see what happens at the end of the year and going into next year.
And I appreciate that, but like you're entitled to be wrong on this because he's top 15. He's top 15. Listen, Addison's top 15. Okay, so Craig, what week did Jefferson get hurt?
6 weeks ago. So
okay,
right, like that's damn it all year. What are you talking about? Like
6 weeks ago, right? So he's stepped up 6 weeks ago. He still had 2 touchdowns in the first 2 weeks.
No, he has a ton of touchdowns, especially compared to Jefferson.
He's tied for 3rd in the league for touchdowns in the league. 3rd. So what I'm saying is he's good. Okay. I'm not saying he's not top 10, but it's like we only have it on 11 week, actually 10 games to see Addison. Like he's way better than you're saying is my point. That's all
I'm not saying he's not.
He's good.
Yeah, I think he's good.
He's good. Like no one said he's not. I'm not saying he's not good. I'm saying that there's a lot of people that either have been hurt. There's a lot of wide receivers that should be top 20 that have been hurt. So he's top 20 in that because a lot of people have been hurt and not being able to step into that top 20 because they've missed 4 to 5 games. They're playing with terrible quarterbacks that also have gotten hurt and things of that nature. So I feel like maybe 20 to 25, and that's good for a rookie.
Yeah,
but I'm not putting him in 20 yet, just because stats.
One last, we talk about stats, all right, and Dakota had some points here. How many yards Keenan have against the Lions? Okay, yes. We're talking about stats, right? And obviously, when you talk about wide receivers, kind of a cumulative effort, right? When you look at stats,
174 was it?
Bust our ass.
When you talk about stats, what is Keenan Allen's best game yardage wise, and
Probably
what is DJ Moore's best game yardage wise?
Against the
Keenan Allen's best game is 215, I believe.
Okay. He had a 230 against the Redskins.
Hey man,
the rookie on him.
You got to play the games. You got to.
So wait a minute. You're dismissing this? You're dismissing 11 catches against the Lions for 175 and 2 touchdowns. That you're dismissing that?
Yeah, he played his ass.
No, I'm not dismissing. I'm just talking about stats, right? So I wanted to, show my stat that actually proved my point. So
what? Wait a minute. So sorry, DJ Moore against the Lions had 200.
Nah, he had 175, something like that. He bust our ass. We couldn't do that.
No. You're talking about Keenan. DJ Moore's best game ever against the Commanders, 230 yards. Keenan Allen's best game ever, 215 yards. And I don't think he had any touchdowns.
Okay, so what's happening right now is we're going higher in the sky, and we're throwing out cards, and we're hoping it's going to say DJ Moore on the ground. The higher you go, the worse this gets.
What he's doing. Let me point out what I don't know if they can see it this way, but what he's doing. Don't put me in that. Don't put don't put Craig in that. Don't put you in that. That's why I got quiet. I'm like,
my boy, goalpost moving. He'll move that goalpost on you quick, quick.
Oh my goodness, we're getting higher and higher.
No, I love it. It's great stuff. I love that DJ Moore is in the conversation. I'm taking my guy. Obviously we talked about a ton of great wide receivers, lots of great points. And really when you look at this conversation, it's gonna still have some more games to play out as well. So, and love the debate. Definitely appreciate everyone this week as well. So, Craig, thanks for coming on. Where can everyone find you?
Yeah, dailynorseman.com, and I'm on Twitter at GA_Skol.
Absolutely. Thanks again. And Vil, thanks for being another Bears voice. Where can everyone find you again?
3 Point Stands Pod. That's Stands STANS. Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, highlights and things like that on TikTok.
All great stuff. Definitely like and subscribe, all of those. And Trevor, where can everyone find you?
Yeah, so Kempner Sports, and on YouTube and on Twitter, it's Rev Trev K.
Absolutely. Like and subscribe. All great content. You always put out some great shorts and all of that as well. I'll give you the floor. The last one, seventh letter. Where can everyone find you?
You can find me on seventh letter 4 on Instagram. No. That's Twitter X. Same OG on Instagram and Facebook. And still on top of the NFC North.
Hey,
all I gotta say,
tell you better win this week.
You better win.
You better win. You better win.
If not, the Packer fans are just gonna go.
Oh, we're gonna
crazy.
Go crazy. Craig was complaining that the Packers fans were so excited after the Charger win. I said it's gonna be a tidal wave if we win.
It's gonna be insane if
it's gonna be worse than after they beat the Bears in Week 1. We're going to the Super Bowl
because it's gonna feel like we have playoff hope. That's why.
Oh yeah.
Right. So we have to winning this game's important to us. Like I predicted, we're not going to, but if we do, man, it's gonna be fun.
Well, this has definitely been fun. I appreciate everybody, Roasty and everybody, for commenting. Even though you disagree with my takes on DJ Moore, I'm okay being on the right side of the track and the only one here. I definitely appreciate everyone this week. And yes, you can catch me on Twitter X and all that. Win or lose, I love my team, but some days are worse than others, and hopefully I don't have one like Sunday and Monday again, seventh letter. So
I still love it.
I appreciate that. So thanks again, guys. Once again, this Freezin 4 NFC North podcast, episode 68. Have a great Thanksgiving, everyone, and we'll catch you again next week.
I'm gonna enjoy that big turkey leg on Thursday.
Can't wait. My wife cooking already.
Nice.